Today I want to talk about something that we all encounter at some point in our lives. Toxic people. Yes, those who drain our energy, dim our light, and try to make us doubt our own worth. It's heartbreaking how easily their negativity can seep into our hearts and minds. But remember one thing, you are stronger than their toxicity. You are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. We cannot always control lives, but we can control lives. But we can control how we respond to them. The smartest way to deal with toxic people is not by fighting fire with fire. No, it's about understanding that their negativity is a reflection of their own struggles, not yours. It's about learning to protect your peace and rise above their chaos. Let me share with you 3 simple yet powerful steps to deal with toxic people. 1. Set boundaries with courage. Toxic people feed on your time, energy, and emotions. The smartest way to protect yourself is by setting boundaries with courage and compassion. Say a no without feeling guilty. Let them know that your well-being comes first. You have the right to distance yourself from negativity, and that doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. 2. Respond with grace, not hate when they lash out or try to tear you down. Choose to respond with grace. Smile and remain calm. Remember, their anger is their burden, not yours, their burden, not yours. Do not stoop to their level, because the moment you react with hatred, they win. Instead, show them that your spirit is unbreakable. Respond with kindness because it confuses those who expect your defeat. 3. Focus on your growth. The best revenge is massive success. Instead of drowning in their toxicity, focus on your dreams and goals. Channel that energy into building the life you deserve. Let their words fuel your determination to become a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Toxic people are an inevitable part of life. At some point, we all encounter individuals who seem determined to bring us down, cloud our happiness, or challenge our peace of mind. It's important to understand that their negativity is not a reflection of who we are, but rather an indication of their own internal struggles and insecurities. The way they treat others says more about them than it does about us. But knowing this doesn't make dealing with them any easier. It still hurts when someone disrespects us, criticizes us without reason, or constantly finds fault in everything we do. One of the smartest ways to handle such people is to avoid giving them power over our emotions. We cannot control how they act or what they say, but we can control how we choose to respond. It's natural to feel anger or sadness when faced with toxic behavior, but reacting emotionally only gives them what they want, control over our feelings. Instead, learn to practice calmness and composure. Take a deep breath, step back, and remind yourself that their negativity does not define you. The calmer you remain, the less satisfaction they get from trying to upset you. Sometimes it's tempting to fight back, to show them that we won't tolerate their behavior. But reacting with the same negativity only fuels their toxic energy. Instead, show them that you refuse to be dragged into their storm. Respond with kindness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Your ability to remain graceful in the face of toxicity is a reflection of your strength, not your weakness. Grace confuses those who expect anger. It shows them that their words or actions cannot break you. Another important step is to set boundaries. Often, toxic people will keep pushing until they find the limit of what you will tolerate. It is your responsibility to define that limit. Make it clear that you will not allow disrespect, manipulation, or constant negativity. Setting boundaries is not about being rude or unkind. It's about protecting your emotional and mental well-being. Do not feel guilty for putting yourself first. You deserve to be treated with respect and kindness, and it is entirely within your rights to distance yourself from those who cannot offer that. It's also essential to recognize when walking away is the best option. Sometimes, no matter how much you try to remain calm or set boundaries, certain people will continue to spew negativity. In such cases, the wisest choice is to remove yourself from the situation entirely. Walking away is not a sign of weakness, but an act of self-respect. Choosing peace over conflict is a strength that many do not possess. Be proud of yourself for having the courage to choose your well-being over unnecessary drama. Sometimes toxic people are not just acquaintances or distant connections, but are part of our close circle, family members, friends, or colleagues. it becomes even more challenging to handle them when they are integral to our daily lives. In such cases, rather than completely cutting ties, learn to limit your interactions. Practice emotional detachment by not taking their words or actions personally. Understand that their behavior stems from their own unresolved issues and has nothing to do with your work. Focus on your growth despite their negativity. Toxic people often try to make you doubt your abilities or criticize your achievements. Instead of allowing their words to discourage you, use them as motivation to work harder and become better. Let your success be the answer to their doubts. Remember, the best way to rise above toxicity is to continue thriving despite it. Allow your progress to speak louder than their criticism. Surround yourself with positive influences. Spend time with those who encourage you, uplift you, and believe in your potential. When you fill your life with positivity, the impact of toxic individuals naturally diminishes. Choose your circle wisely because the people you keep around shape your perspective and energy. Prioritize relationships that nurture your growth rather than hinder it. Lastly, practice forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger only weighs you down and keeps you connected to their negativity. Forgiveness does not mean allowing them back into your life. It simply means freeing yourself from the burden of resentment. Letting go is not about them. It is about reclaiming your happiness and mental freedom. Life is too short to waste on those who do not value you. You are too valuable to let someone's toxic behavior control your emotions or hold you back. Stay resilient, stay grounded, and remember that your worth is not determined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to respond. Be proud of your strength, your grace, and your determination to rise above negativity. You have the power to choose peace, and that choice belongs to you alone. There are moments in life when we encounter people whose words or actions hurt us deeply. They criticize, belittle, or manipulate, leaving us questioning ourselves and our worth. It's natural to feel a surge of emotion, anger, sadness, frustration when confronted with such negativity. The instinct to react is powerful, driven by the need to defend ourselves or set the record straight. Yet, the wisest thing to do in such moments is to pause, breathe, and choose our response with intention and grace. Choosing your response wisely means taking control of your emotions, instead of allowing someone else to dictate how you feel or act. It's about maintaining your composure even when provoked, knowing that reacting impulsively only grants them the satisfaction they seek. Toxic individuals thrive on creating chaos and tension, and when you respond emotionally, you fuel their desire to keep pushing your buttons. By responding calmly, you deny them that power, and this is where your real strength lies. One of the first steps in choosing your response wisely is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to be aware of our emotions without letting them control us. When someone's words sting or their actions seem deliberately hurtful, take a moment to acknowledge how you feel. Allow yourself to process the emotion without immediately reacting. This brief pause not only helps you regain your composure, but also gives you the mental space to think rationally about how best to respond. Instead of letting anger dictate your actions, you choose to respond with intention and dignity. Another vital aspect is recognizing that not every situation requires a response. Silence can be a powerful answer, especially when words may escalate the conflict or add fuel to the fire. There is immense strength in walking away from negativity without giving it attention. When someone's aim is to provoke you, refusing to engage can be far more impactful than arguing back. It shows that their words hold no weight over you, and that your peace of mind is too valuable to be disrupted. Sometimes it's necessary to respond, especially when the situation calls for setting boundaries or addressing hurtful behavior. In those instances, choose words that reflect your calm and confidence. Instead of accusing or retaliating, use statements that focus on your feelings and boundaries. For example, saying, "I don't appreciate being spoken to that way," asserts your stance without resorting to hostility. Your goal is not to match their negativity, but to stand your ground with respect and clarity. There will be times when people say things that feel unjust, unfair, or completely untrue. The urge to defend yourself can be overwhelming. Yet remember that not everyone deserves an explanation or justification. Sometimes the most powerful response is living your truth without seeking approval from those who are determined to misunderstand you. Your actions, your character, and your integrity will ultimately speak louder than any argument you could present. By focusing on your own growth and success, you prove that their words do not define you. It's also essential to assess the intent behind the negativity. Sometimes people hurt others because they are hurting themselves. This understanding does not excuse their behavior, but offers insight into why they act the way they do. By recognizing that their actions stem from their own pain or insecurity, it becomes easier to detach emotionally and not take their words to heart. Choosing empathy over anger is a way to protect your own peace while also refusing to sink to their level. Holding on to resentment only prolongs the impact of their negativity on your life. While it's natural to feel hurt, clinging to anger gives that person control over your emotions long after the situation has passed. Practicing forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior, but about freeing yourself from the emotional burden it left behind. Letting go of resentment allows you to move forward without the weight of bitterness holding you back. Sometimes choosing your response wisely means protecting your energy by distancing yourself from those who repeatedly drain it. It's okay to walk away from relationships that consistently harm your well-being. Self-respect means valuing your peace over maintaining connections that only bring negativity. If someone's presence consistently affects your mental and emotional state, it's not only wise but necessary to prioritize your well-being and step away. Choosing your response wisely is not always easy. It takes practice, patience, and a deep commitment to valuing your own peace over fleeting satisfaction. Yet, every time you respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively, you reclaim your power. You demonstrate that your inner calm is more important than anyone else's chaos. You show that your character is defined by grace rather than conflict. You may not be able to control how others treat you, but you can always choose how you respond. Each time you respond with strength and wisdom, you are telling the world that your spirit cannot be broken, your dignity cannot be shaken, and your peace of mind is too precious to be compromised. By choosing your response wisely, you protect not only your heart, but also your future, allowing positivity and growth to flourish despite the negativity that may surround you. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of disappointment. At times, it can feel like everything is working against us, draining our energy and leaving us feeling stuck or overwhelmed. In these moments, it is easy to become consumed by frustration or resentment, wondering why things are not going the way we hoped. Yet, within every challenge lies an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger than before. The key is to channel that energy into something productive and meaningful rather than allowing it to weigh us down. It all starts with recognizing that we have a choice in how we respond to difficult situations. We can either dwell on what went wrong or decide to use that energy to push ourselves forward. It is not about ignoring our emotions or pretending that challenges do not hurt. It is about acknowledging those feelings and then choosing to transform them into motivation. When we decide to grow instead of crumble, we reclaim our power and show ourselves that we are capable of overcoming adversity. One of the most important aspects of channeling energy into growth is shifting our mindset from victimhood to empowerment. It is tempting to blame external factors for our struggles, but focusing solely on what went wrong only leaves us feeling powerless. Instead, focus on what you can do to improve your situation, even if it means taking small steps at first. Whether it's learning a new skill, seeking guidance, or adjusting your approach, each action you take brings you closer to growth and away from stagnation. Sometimes, setbacks make us feel like giving up on our dreams altogether. The disappointment can be so intense that we start doubting our abilities and questioning our worth. But giving up means accepting defeat, while growth means fighting through the discomfort and uncertainty. Remind yourself that setbacks are not a reflection of your worth. They are just a part of the journey. Use the energy from that disappointment to fuel your determination. Let every obstacle become a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. It is also crucial to surround yourself with positive influences. The people we spend time with have a significant impact on our mindset and motivation. Seek out those who inspire you, challenge you to be better, and encourage you to keep moving forward. When you're surrounded by growth-minded individuals, their energy becomes contagious. They remind you that setbacks are temporary and that perseverance always pays off in the end. Limit your exposure to negativity and focus on building connections that uplift and empower you. Channeling energy into growth also means taking accountability for your own progress. It is easy to blame circumstances or other people when things do not go as planned, but real growth comes from owning your decisions and actions. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Embrace the lessons hidden within your challenges. Every experience, whether positive or negative, has something to teach you. Use that knowledge to make better choices and refine your approach as you move forward. One powerful way to channel your energy is through creativity and self-expression. When faced with difficult emotions or frustrations, turn them into something meaningful. Write down your thoughts, create art, or dive into a project that excites you. Not only does this provide a healthy outlet for your feelings, but it also gives you a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Creativity is a powerful tool for processing emotions and transforming pain into progress. It is equally important to take care of your physical and mental well-being as you channel your energy into growth. Exercise, meditation, and self-care practices help you stay grounded and resilient. When your mind and body are in harmony, you are better equipped to handle challenges and turn them into opportunities. Make time for activities that rejuvenate you and help you maintain a positive outlook. Growth is not just about pushing through hardships. It is also about nurturing yourself along the way. Growth also requires patience and perseverance. Sometimes progress feels slow, and it can be disheartening when the results are not immediate. But remember that lasting change does not happen overnight. Stay consistent, keep putting in the effort, and trust that every small step contributes to your journey. Be kind to yourself during setbacks and celebrate even the smallest victories. Progress is progress, no matter how gradual it may seem. Adopting a mindset of gratitude can also help you channel your energy positively. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, practice appreciating the things that are going right. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, helping you see the value in your experiences. Being grateful for the lessons learned, the people who support you, and the opportunities to grow fosters resilience and positivity. It reminds you that challenges are not the end, but the beginning of new possibilities. Lastly, stay committed to your vision. It is easy to lose sight of your goals when obstacles seem endless, but commitment is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up too soon. Keep reminding yourself why you started and let that purpose drive you forward. When you are passionate about your journey, challenges become mere bumps on the road rather than insurmountable walls. Stay focused on your growth and trust that every effort you make is building the future you desire. Life will continue to throw challenges your way, but you have the choice to turn every setback into a setup for success. Channel your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, and do not let temporary hardships define your potential. Embrace the process, believe in your resilience, and never stop striving for growth. You have the power to transform every challenge into a new opportunity and emerge stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful and transformative acts we can practice in our lives. It is not about excusing someone's hurtful behavior or pretending that the pain they caused does not matter. Wait. Instead, it is about releasing ourselves from the burden of resentment and anger that weighs us down. Holding on to grudges and harboring bitterness only chains us to the past, keeping us trapped in a cycle of pain. By practicing forgiveness, we free ourselves to move forward and experience peace. One of the greatest misconceptions about forgiveness is that it is meant for the person who wronged us. In reality, forgiveness is primarily an act of self-liberation. When we hold on to anger and resentment, it consumes our thoughts and energy. We replay hurtful events over and over, allowing them to dictate our emotions and affect our well-being. Choosing to forgive does not mean forgetting what happened or allowing toxic people back into our lives. It means deciding that our happiness and peace of mind are more important than staying stuck in bitterness. Forgiveness does not come naturally to everyone, and that is okay. It is a journey that requires time, reflection, and a willingness to let go. Start by acknowledging your feelings without judgment. It is essential to give yourself permission to feel hurt, angry, or betrayed. Denying your emotions only prolongs the healing process. Once you have allowed yourself to process your feelings, gently remind yourself that holding on to them is not serving you. Accept that you cannot change the past, but you do have the power to shape your future by choosing how you respond. One of the most challenging aspects of forgiveness is letting go of the desire for an apology or acknowledgement from the person who hurt you. Sometimes that apology never comes, and waiting for it only prolongs your pain. True forgiveness means releasing the need for validation from those who wronged you. It is about finding closure within yourself, even if the other person remains indifferent or unapologetic. Your healing should never be contingent on someone else's actions or remorse. Choosing to forgive does not mean tolerating harmful behavior or allowing yourself to be mistreated. It is essential to establish and maintain healthy boundaries to protect your well-being. Forgiveness is not about giving someone the green light to continue hurting you. It is about releasing the emotional hold they have over you. You can forgive someone and still choose to distance yourself from them or remove them from your life entirely. Your peace of mind should never be compromised in the name of forgiveness. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We can be our own harshest critics, blaming ourselves for past mistakes, missed opportunities, or choices that led to pain. Holding on to self-blame and guilt only perpetuates suffering. Practice self-compassion by acknowledging that you are human and that making mistakes is a natural part of life. Instead of dwelling on what you should have done differently, focus on what you can learn from those experiences. Embrace the lessons and commit to growing from them. Self-forgiveness allows you to move forward with a lighter heart and renewed purpose. It is also helpful to shift your perspective on those who hurt you. Instead of seeing them solely as villains in your story, try to understand the deeper reasons behind their actions. Hurt people often hurt others, and sometimes their behavior is a reflection of their own pain, insecurity, or trauma. While this understanding does not excuse their actions, it can help you view them with empathy rather than hatred. Practicing empathy allows you to let go of the desire for revenge or retribution, making room for healing and inner peace. One practical way to practice forgiveness is through writing. Take time to write a letter to the person who hurt you, expressing all your feelings, your pain, anger, and disappointment. You do not have to send the letter. The goal is to release your emotions and gain clarity. As you write, allow yourself to confront the hurt openly and honestly. Once you have poured out your thoughts, conclude the letter with words of forgiveness. Acknowledge that you are choosing to let go, not for their sake, but for your own freedom. Meditation and mindfulness can also aid in the practice of forgiveness. Visualize yourself releasing the hurt and anger as if letting go of a heavy weight. Imagine yourself being surrounded by peace, unburdened by the negativity you once carried. Repeat affirmations that reinforce your commitment to forgiveness, such as, I choose peace over resentment, or I release the past and embrace healing. Practicing this regularly can gradually dissolve lingering feelings of bitterness. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage healing and growth. Talking to someone you trust, whether it is a friend, therapist, or mentor, can help you process your emotions and gain perspective. Sometimes simply expressing your feelings out loud can alleviate the heaviness in your heart. Those who genuinely care for you will remind you that you deserve peace and happiness, regardless of what others have done. Lastly, recognize that forgiveness is an ongoing process. Most must. There may be days when memories resurface and the pain feels fresh again. Be gentle with yourself during these moments and reaffirm your commitment to letting go. Healing is not linear, and setbacks do not mean failure. Keep moving forward, even if it is one small step at a time. Each act of forgiveness brings you closer to reclaiming your peace and building a life unburdened by past hurts. Life is too short to be weighed down by grudges and unresolved anger. Choosing to forgive is a declaration that your happiness matters more than your pain. Letting go does not mean condoning the actions that hurt you. It means refusing to let them control your present and future. Practice forgiveness not as a favor to those who wronged you, but as a gift to yourself. Embrace the freedom that comes from releasing the past, and let your heart be unburdened, open and ready to welcome peace once again. Life is unpredictable and full of challenges. Sometimes it feels like the obstacles just keep piling up one after another, leaving us wondering how much more we can take. In these moments of uncertainty and difficulty, it is natural to feel overwhelmed, disheartened, or even defeated. Yet, it is precisely during these trying times that resilience and positivity become our greatest allies. They are not just comforting words, but powerful tools that enable us to rise above adversity and keep moving forward with strength and determination. Resilience is not about being immune to hardship or pretending that everything is fine. It is about acknowledging the pain, facing it with courage, and choosing to persevere despite the setbacks. It means standing tall, even when life tries to knock you down, refusing to let challenges break your spirit. Building resilience starts with accepting that obstacles are a part of life. No one is exempt from difficulties, and no one's journey is free of hardships. Embracing this reality helps us view challenges not as unfair punishments, but as opportunities to grow stronger. One way to nurture resilience is by cultivating a positive mindset. Positivity does not mean ignoring the negative aspects of life or pretending that problems do not exist. Rather, it is about choosing to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on what went wrong. It is about seeing the potential for growth in every setback and finding reasons to keep going, even when the path ahead looks daunting. Your mindset shapes your response to challenges. When you believe that you have the strength to overcome obstacles, you are already halfway to victory. Staying resilient also requires being adaptable. Life rarely unfolds according to our plans, and rigidly clinging to expectations can lead to frustration and despair. Instead, practice flexibility by adjusting your goals and strategies when circumstances change. Adaptability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your willingness to learn and grow. It shows that you are willing to take a different route when the original path becomes impassable. By remaining open to change, you empower yourself to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. Another essential aspect of resilience is self-compassion. Often, we are our own harshest critics, blaming ourselves when things go wrong or feeling guilty for not being strong enough. But resilience is not about being invincible or flawless. It is about being human. Be gentle with yourself and acknowledge that it is okay to struggle and feel vulnerable. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and learn from them without being weighed down by guilt or self-blame. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend facing similar challenges. In addition to self-compassion, it is crucial to maintain a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, those who remind you of your strengths and stand by you when times are tough. Sharing your struggles with trusted friends or mentors can lighten your emotional load and offer new perspectives on your challenges. You do not have to go through difficult times alone. Letting others into your journey not only provides comfort, but also reinforces your sense of connection and belonging. It is also important to practice gratitude, even when life feels overwhelming. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present and valuable. Take a moment each day to reflect on the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Perhaps it is the support of a loved one, a beautiful sunset, or the simple pleasure of a warm cup of tea. By acknowledging the positive aspects of your life, you cultivate a mindset that finds hope even amid adversity. Gratitude nurtures resilience by reminding you that there is still good to hold on to. One practical way to build resilience is to set small, achievable goals. Sometimes the challenges ahead seem too immense to tackle all at once. Breaking them down into manageable steps makes the process less daunting. Celebrate each small victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. By focusing on one step at a time, you build momentum and gradually regain your sense of control. Each accomplishment reinforces your belief in your ability to overcome challenges. Resilience also involves taking care of your physical and mental well-being. When stress and hardships weigh you down, it is tempting to neglect self-care. However, maintaining your health is essential for building the stamina needed to face challenges. Make time for activities that recharge you, whether it is exercising, meditating, reading, or simply enjoying a moment of quiet reflection. Nourishing your body and mind strengthens your foundation, making it easier to bounce back from difficulties. Additionally, remind yourself that setbacks do not define you. Failure is not a reflection of your worth, but a stepping stone toward growth. Everyone encounters failure at some point, and it is those who learn from it and keep going that ultimately succeed. Do not let one difficult moment overshadow your entire journey. Instead, see it as an opportunity to learn and come back even stronger. The ability to rise after falling is the true mark of resilience. Lastly, keep your purpose and vision clear. When challenges arise, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Take a moment to reconnect with your goals and aspirations. Remind yourself why you started and what you hope to achieve. Your dreams are worth fighting for, even when the road gets tough. Keep your vision at the forefront of your mind and let it fuel your determination to press on. No matter how many times you stumble, get back up and keep pushing forward. Staying resilient and positive is a choice you make every day. It is not about being fearless or immune to pain, but about choosing to face adversity with courage and hope. It is about refusing to let setbacks break your spirit or dim your light. Remember that you have the strength to overcome whatever comes your way. Keep believing in yourself, stay focused on your goals, and let positivity guide your path. You are capable, resilient, and worthy of every success that comes your way. Keep moving forward, and never let life's challenges define your potential. There are moments in life when we find ourselves surrounded by people who take advantage of our kindness, overstep our limits, or constantly burden us with their nasty. It's not easy to confront such situations because we fear hurting others or being perceived as selfish. Yet one of the most powerful acts of self-respect is learning to set boundaries courageously. Setting boundaries is not about pushing people away, but about protecting our own peace, well-being, and mental health. It is a way of saying, I value myself enough to choose what I allow into my life, At first, the idea of setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable. Many of us are conditioned to prioritize others' feelings over our own, to be agreeable, and to avoid conflict. But living without boundaries means constantly putting others' needs ahead of our own, often at the cost of our own happiness and peace. When we allow people to disrespect our space, disregard our feelings, or make unreasonable demands, we give away our power little by little. Setting boundaries courageously means reclaiming that power and making a firm commitment to prioritize our own well-being. One of the most challenging aspects of boundary setting is overcoming the guilt that often accompanies it. Saying a no feels unnatural for those who are used to being accommodating or people-pleasing. However, it is important to remember that saying a no does not make you a bad person. It does not mean you lack compassion or empathy. In fact, setting boundaries allows you to show up as your best self when you genuinely want to help others. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and constantly sacrificing your own needs will eventually leave you drained and resentful. Setting boundaries courageously begins with understanding your own limits. Take time to reflect on what makes you uncomfortable, stressed, or overwhelmed. Pay attention to situations where you feel taken advantage of or undervalued. These are clear indicators that a boundary needs to be established. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment and remind yourself that you deserve respect and consideration. You are not responsible for carrying the weight of other people's problems or sacrificing your happiness to keep others comfortable. But once you are clear about your boundaries, communicate them assertively but kindly. You don't need to be confrontational or harsh, but you do need to be firm and clear. Use I statements to express how you feel and what you expect moving forward. For example, say, I feel overwhelmed when I am constantly expected to handle extra tasks, so I will not be taking on additional work right now. This approach focuses on your feelings rather than blaming others, making it more likely that your message will be understood and respected. It is important to be prepared for resistance, especially from those who are used to you always saying yes. Some people may react with frustration or guilt-tripping when they realize you are no longer allowing them to cross your boundaries. Stay calm and remain consistent. Remember that standing firm is not about proving a point to others, but about honoring yourself. You have every right to protect your space and energy, regardless of how others respond. Not everyone will understand your boundaries, and that's okay. You are not obligated to make everyone happy at the cost of your own well-being. One of the most empowering aspects of setting boundaries is the sense of freedom it brings. You begin to realize that you no longer have to bear the weight of others' expectations or demands. You learn to value your own needs without feeling guilty or selfish. Boundaries teach people how to treat you and demonstrate that you have a strong sense of self-worth. When you prioritize yourself, you set an example for others to do the same. It is also important to practice self-compassion throughout this journey. Setting boundaries can be difficult, especially if you are not used to it. You might feel anxious or second-guess your decisions at first. Be gentle with yourself and acknowledge that growth takes time. Celebrate small victories, like saying a no to something that overwhelms you or speaking up when someone crosses your limits. Each step forward is a sign of your growing confidence and self-respect. Boundaries also create healthier relationships. When you communicate openly and honestly, people who truly care about you will respect your needs. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, and setting boundaries encourages others to treat you with kindness and consideration. If someone continuously disregards your boundaries despite knowing how you feel, it is a sign that the relationship may not be as supportive as you once thought. Do not hesitate to distance yourself from those who refuse to honor your needs. Over time, setting boundaries courageously becomes second nature. You start recognizing the value of your time, energy, and emotional well-being. You learn to protect your peace without feeling guilty or ashamed. Instead of being overwhelmed by the demands and expectations of others, you find yourself living more authentically and confidently. You are no longer afraid to put yourself first because you understand that self-care is not selfish. It is essential. Choosing to set boundaries does not mean you care less about others. It means you care enough about yourself to ensure your well-being is protected. It means valuing your happiness and refusing to compromise your mental and emotional health for the sake of others' comfort. Look, you are deserving of respect, peace, and happiness. Setting boundaries courageously is a powerful way to affirm that you believe in your own worth and will no longer allow anyone to take that away from you. There are times in life when we come across people whose negativity and toxic behavior seem almost impossible to escape. They criticize, belittle, manipulate, or find fault in everything we do, leaving us questioning our own worth and doubting our abilities. It's natural to feel overwhelmed by their harsh words or unjust actions. Sometimes it becomes so consuming that we start to internalize their toxicity, letting it shape how we see ourselves. But the truth is, no one's bitterness or negativity should have the power to define who we are. It is important to remember that toxic behavior is often a reflection of someone's own unresolved issues and insecurities. People project their own pain and shortcomings onto others as a way to feel more in control or less vulnerable. Knowing this does not make their actions any less hurtful, but it helps to see that their behavior is not about you. It is not your fault that someone chooses to be unkind or manipulative. You are not responsible for carrying the weight of their negativity. The way they treat you says far more about them than it does about you. One of the biggest mistakes we can make when dealing with toxic people is allowing their opinions to become our own reality. When someone constantly belittles us or tells us that we are not good enough, it becomes tempting to believe them. But allowing their words to define you only gives them power over your life. You must take back that power by choosing to see yourself through your own eyes, not theirs. Focus on your strengths, your kindness, and the positive impact you make on others. Remind yourself that their inability to see your worth does not make you any less valuable. Sometimes, toxic people manipulate situations to make you feel like you are the problem. They twist words, blame you for their own mistakes, and make you doubt your intentions. This can be deeply confusing and emotionally exhausting. In moments like these, it is crucial to ground yourself in your own truth. Reflect on your actions honestly and objectively, and seek perspective from those who truly know you. Often you will find that the problem lies not in you, but in the distorted way they view the world. Trust your own judgment and do not let their warped perception cloud your sense of self. Learning to rise above toxicity requires building a strong sense of self-awareness and self-worth. You have to know who you are and believe in your own goodness, despite what others may say. One way to reinforce this inner strength is by surrounding yourself with positive influences. Spend time with people who lift you up, who celebrate your successes, and who remind you of your worth. The more you immerse yourself in supportive environments, the easier it becomes to reject the negativity that toxic people try to impose on you. Do not be afraid to distance yourself from those who consistently bring you down. It can be difficult, especially if the toxic person is someone close to you, like a friend, family member, or colleague. But your mental and emotional well-being must come first. You do not owe anyone unlimited access to your energy, especially if you repeatedly drain it. Sometimes creating space is the healthiest choice you can make, and it is a way of affirming that you value yourself too much to be mistreated. Instead of letting their toxicity shape your thoughts, channel your energy into self-improvement and growth. Set personal goals that help you focus on your own progress and achievements. Whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or investing in your own well-being, put your energy into building a life that reflects your true values. The more you grow and succeed, the less significant their negativity becomes. Let your accomplishments and resilience speak louder than their harsh words. Forgiveness can also be a powerful way to reclaim your peace. Forgiving toxic people does not mean excusing their behavior or allowing them back into your life. It simply means releasing the hold they have over your heart. Holding on to resentment only binds you to the toxicity, while forgiveness frees you from the burden of bitterness. Choose to forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Letting go allows you to move forward without carrying the weight of their hurtful actions. Sometimes it helps to remind yourself that you are not alone in facing toxic behavior. Many people go through similar experiences, struggling to understand why they are treated poorly despite their good intentions. Knowing that you are not alone can be comforting and empowering. Seek support from those who understand, whether it's friends, mentors, or communities that encourage growth and healing. Sharing your story can bring clarity and help you realize that their negativity does not define your worth. Above all, choose to see yourself as more than the victim of someone else's toxicity. You are resilient, capable, and worthy of respect and happiness. And you are not defined by how others mistreat you, but by how you choose to overcome it. Rise above the noise of their negativity by focusing on your own growth and happiness. Embrace the strength that comes from refusing to be diminished by someone else's bitterness. Life is too precious to let toxic people dictate your story. Take ownership of your own narrative and write it with courage, kindness, and self-respect. You are more than the hurt they try to inflict. You are a survivor, a fighter, and a source of light. Keep shining, and never let anyone dim your spirit or make you question your worth. Choose to define yourself through your own actions, choices, and dreams. You are enough, just as you are, and no amount of negativity can take that truth away from you.